are now listening to the Temple of the Killer Tiger Monkeys. The Temple of the Killer Tiger Monkeys is a John Mitchell story and is brought to you by Cine Downloads. Narrated by Dr. Hugh Pincott. Previously on the Temple of the Killer Tiger Monkeys.
I use the box to open hell. I summon, trap and sell demons to specialist collectors.
I am free. This is the greatest day of my life. My brothers and sisters are free too. I must away at once to Central Park to join my brethren.
And now the next part of the story. Episode 2. Yertafgryn tries to see past the crowds of people to look for a way into the park to join his friends. His view is blocked, however, by protesters, observers, police, intermediaries, the general public, and all the various vehicles belonging to each parked around. He spies what seems to be the entrance to the park, and even though it has the deepest concentration of people and police around it, he heads in that direction. Close by, a camera crew and reporter from the local television news is interviewing two people. One is a protester, and the other is a resident who lives nearby. The protester sports a large beard, an army jacket, a pink rucksack, and is holding a didgeridoo. The resident is wearing a blue sports anorak and a red beanie hat with the logo of his favourite football team on it. The reporter raises his microphone and asks why the man is protesting. The man replies,
Dude, these demons are our guests. They've come to visit us and we've locked them up like animals. It's wrong. We shouldn't be doing that.
The resident interrupts.
But they need to be locked up. We can't have them here. I live across the road and the noise and smell are terrible. There's explosions and tremors and screams. I'm afraid to leave my house.
Look, they're demons. They just express themselves the way demons do. Who are you to say they have to conform to our standards?
I'm a resident. I live here. I just want some peace and quiet. These demons are dangerous.
Don't call them demons. That's offensive, man. They're called supernatural entities with vague morals.
You just called them demons yourself twice.
Look, man, these supernatural entities with vague morals have been around since the beginning of time. You've been here 5 minutes. You're trying to dictate how they should behave? That's so arrogant.
I just want to be able to park my car and not have it covered in demon feces. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, they shouldn't be here. They're supposed to be in hell or someplace. What are they doing here?
Man, they're free to come here. You don't own this country. Why don't you go live in hell and see what it's like?
I'm already living in hell.
The reporter pulls the microphone away to them and addresses the camera.
So, with scores of demons camped out in the park behind us, we can see the effects that their presence is having on the local community. Division, hostility, and rising anger. Until this situation is brought under control and these supernatural entities with vague morals have been moved on to wherever they came from, I can see no end in sight to the troubles this community is facing. Over to you in the studio.
The reporter waits a second for the transmission to end. He turns to his camera crew and speaks.
Fucking yes! This disaster is what I've been waiting years for. A massive breakdown in social cohesion, hopefully spilling out into riots and conflicts on the streets. This is a big story and is going to make my career. The industry will respect me. I will be Reporter of the Year again.
The crew tries to ignore him as they pack up their gear. The protester approaches him.
Hey man, can I speak to the camera about social issues of exclusivity and its negative effect on man's spirituality?
Do you know who I am? Do you? I'm the Reporter of the Year 1996. I didn't get that industry-wide recognition for acknowledging the tree-hugging ramblings of flower-kissing, moss-fondling deadbeats like you. Now piss off.
The reporter is incensed at the protester's impudence, the protester shakes his head and walks away angrily. Yertafgryn walks past the camera crew and onwards through the crowd towards the park entrance. The bustling crowd becomes more congested as he nears his target. The casual onlookers have been left behind him, and this part of the crowd consists of hardcore protesters. They are jammed in around him and cannot help but notice his rancid stench.
It's disgusting.
As he moves through the throng, they are forcibly pressed up against him. His robes are now sodden with a mixture of pus, mucus, and liquefying rotten flesh.
Get away from me.
This fetid slime being plastered against all of the unfortunate ones pushed into him. These people panic and urgently move away, pushing back into the crowd. Soon a small clearing appears around him. The people on the perimeter look at him with a mixture of repulsion and curiosity.
Get away from me. You're disgusting.
Some of them frantically wiping his repugnant slime off their clothes with wet wipes and bottled mineral water.
Disgusting.
A couple of protesters come out of the crowd towards Yertafgryn. They stand before him, and while they avoid shaking his rotting clawed hand, they offer their support.
We're on your side, comrade. We love you, and we fight the police for you.
We want to say sorry on behalf of the whole human race for locking up your demon kind in that park. Demons shouldn't be treated like this. It's almost demonic. No offence, mate.
Yertafgryn looks at these two humans and wonders if they're trying to trick him or if they're mentally challenged. He remembers of being in hell and torturing people like this before. They would often ask for more torturing when he was finished. This would annoy him, as further torture to break them down would often result in him missing his tea break. He decides to test these humans.
I care not for your platitudes. When you are both in hell, I shall crush your bones, extract your marrow, and force you to eat it.
The protesters are quick to reply.
This is your right as a demon, and we respect you for that.
If forcing us to eat our bone marrow empowers you, then I volunteer for that. I will sacrifice myself to protect your rights, so act like a demon.
The protesters gathered around and start to cheer in support.
Demons, 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 free the demons, free the demons, free the demons.
Yertafgryn is confused and feels anxious. People should be protected from demons, not the other way round. Why should demons need protecting? This was too strange. Worshipping demons was acceptable, but protecting their rights to be demons undermined the whole concept of being a demon. How can demons deliver white-hot, screaming terror to people who want to cuddle them? This is ridiculous and had to be stamped out. Yertafgryn decided he would turn up the nasty level to make these foolish humans correct their thinking. He speaks to the crowd.
Very well. If you wish to protect my right to be evil and corrupting of the flesh, then I shall give you a small offering of reward.
He drops his sodden, stinking robes to the floor and reveals his grotesque form. The crowd look at him aghast as they regard his peeling, scaly skin, covering abnormal bones set off at angles from his body, his malignant flesh pulsating as maggots crawl beneath the surface. Yertafgryn tenses up his body with great effort, causing a small tumor-like growth to force itself up and through the flesh on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. What is it? What is it? Oh my god, what is it? It's growing, it's getting even bigger. What the hell is that?
He grimaces hard as he forces this growth to grow larger and larger. Soon this giant throbbing pustule towers over his head. The crowd looks on horrified. He grins at them before giving the growth one last almighty push. He tenses up and pushes hard. The growth throbs wildly, its skin stretching to breaking point.
Oh my god, look at it! It's getting bigger! Oh, it's getting bigger!
before it explodes a nasty concoction of pus, blood, and maggots, which covers the crowd within a 25-feet radius. The crowd goes silent as the recipients of this nasty discharge are shocked at what has happened. Yertafgryn addresses them again.
I am evil. I will defile you. I will corrupt you. I will destroy you. Do you pathetic mortals still wish to protect me?
The crowd, noticeably those not affected by his massive pus discharge, immediately cheer and shout in support of him. The noise is a roar, and Yertafgryn is visibly disheartened. As the crowd roars, a man with a clipboard, who stands behind the line of police at the entrance, looks over at the commotion. He spies the disrobed demon in the clearing and motions the chief of police to come over. He points towards Yertafgryn. The chief policeman nods, and then orders his police to capture the demon and bring him in. Within a few seconds, a group of police with riot shields and body armor are assembled. They take out their batons and march in line, 3 abreast, towards the protecting line of regular police. The line moves apart, and the cordon is raised to let this troop of police march through it. As soon as the protesters see the riot police coming in, they charge at them, spitting, punching and kicking. The police wield their batons and smash the protesters down, trampling them underfoot. Like a column of Roman legionnaires chopping their way through dirty barbarians, the riot police stay focused on their prey and press on. The protesters surrounding Yertafgryn panic as they see the line of police coming their way and implore him to break away and come with them to safety. Yertafgryn sees the police and is not concerned. He is happy to see how these new developments turn out. One of the protesters anxiously pleads with him.
Come with us, demon. They want to lock you up in that park. Escape. We'll hide you.
The protester grabs Yertafgryn's arm and tries to pull him away. As he pulls, a chunk of putrescent flesh slides off the demon's arm. The protester is disgusted and drops the flesh. Yertafgryn doesn't notice and watches as the police draw closer, smashing people with their batons. The crowd around him try to persuade him one last time to run with them.
We'll be friends. We'll look after you, mate. We'll look after friends. We love demons. Come on. Demons, 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 demons.
The demon replies to their pleas.
I wish to join my brethren in the park. If these armoured men want to take me there, then that is what I wish to happen.
The protesters, seeing that he can't be persuaded to escape, give up on him and run.
Right, let's get him. Let's fight. No. We can't do that. We gotta go in. See ya. We gotta go.
The crowd around Yertafgryn disperses. The riot police reach him and form a ring around him. They raise their shields and ready their batons. Yertafgryn watches them with their laughable posturing and is sorely tempted to smash them to pieces for fun. The police officer in charge of this unit comes close. He raises the visor on his helmet to look at the demon, then motions him to come with him back to police lines. Yertafgryn looks over at the park entrance and nods in agreement. The council representative wears a white shirt stained with sweat. He has a black tie and black-rimmed spectacles. He nervously waits for the police to bring back this errant demon. Looking at the chaotic scenes erupting beyond the cordon, he's glad to be behind a ring of hardened police officers. Soon the riot police return with Yertafgryn, who is in quite an amiable mood. The council rep is not taking any charges and stands to face the demon behind a shield of 2 policemen. Yertafgryn is flanked by 10 riot officers and casually looks over at the rep, who struggles to give eye contact, merely fumbling with his clipboard. Eventually he has his clipboard and pen ready and starts to speak to the patiently waiting Yertafgryn.
You are a demon, yes?
Yertafgryn is 7 feet of scales, bone, putrescent flesh, red eyes, fangs and maggots, he answers.
What do you think?
The rep looks up nervously, then puts a big tick in a box on the form on his clipboard. He runs a finger down to a statement typed underneath the tick and reads it aloud to Yertafgryn.
I, the resident city council representative on site, have a duty of care to the city to take into agreed custody all demons who have materialised in the vicinity. As a confirmed demon, you will concede your immediate freedoms in order to be processed at the detainment centre of our choosing. When inside the containment area, you will desist from all supernatural activity and will wait to be processed in an ongoing procedure that may take several months to conclude. Your approval of this detainment is based upon the already agreed contract between your demon representatives and the city council. Diversion on your behalf from this agreement will result in penalties being inflicted upon you from members of your own community and may result in your processing being postponed for many months. You will sign the agreement here.
The rep points to a space on the form and has his pen ready to give to the demon. Yertafgryn looks at the representative suspiciously. He speaks.
I have no representatives. I know nothing of this contract. I will not bend to the will of mortal men.
The representative looks up at the demon. He has a newfound sense of determination in his eyes. The police around him stiffen up and tighten their grip on their batons.
You're not in hell now, Mr. Demon. This is our realm, and these are our rules. We have a very clear detainment agreement with your demon friends. The demons who represent you are the nastiest, most evil demons from hell. They have fought and battled the other demons in there to become top dogs of all the demon filth. If you do not acquiesce to our demands, you will be in direct confrontation with their demands, as well as these demons will cause you a world of pain. I strongly recommend you sign this form, enter the camp, and await your eventual processing.
Yertafgryn looks over at the entrance to the park and then down at the representative.
I shall enter your demon camp, and I shall speak to my demon brethren inside. I will discover the reasoning behind this pitiful attempt by yourself to control me and my demon kind with a contemptible contract. I bend to no law from man nor demon. I am a never-ending whirlwind of venom and vengeance. I do not recognize your authority, your paper form, or your little pen. You are an ant. I shall do as I please.
Yertafgryn pushes past the representative and his police minders. He strides off towards the park entrance. The rep takes out his radio and orders the police at the gate to open it for the approaching demon. Yertafgryn steps inside the camp. Mud and filth are everywhere. Smoke lingers in the air. The stench of sulphur is ever present, and where the mud is not wet and slick, it's been scorched by demon magic. As he walks further inward, he begins to come across some other demons. They have taken on a myriad of different forms. Animalistic, humanistic, a blend of both or neither. Aquatic, lizard-like, crustaceans, arachnoids, amoebic, with flesh or without, some with exoskeletons and bone showing, others being of a general mixture of all of these or even more outlandish creations. Others have spurned a physical form entirely, and whilst being invisible to human eyes, they appear here as shimmering shadows. As he walks past these demons, he notices that instead of the raucous anarchy he was expecting, the demons are subdued and melancholic. A general air of despondency reigns over the camp, and the demons are mostly listless and bored. He walks further inwards, and his hopes of finding demons engaged in fun seep away. All the demons, as far as you can tell, are miserable wretches. Sometimes one will conduct a small electrical fire or cause an explosion out of sheer boredom. But as soon as they do, some of the demons quickly descend upon them and reprimand them.
No magic, no magic.
Yertafgryn grows more disillusioned and confused as he walks through the camp, his lizard-like feet being sucked into the mud as he passes makeshift shelters made out of plastic sheets and tarpaulin. As he gazes upon this community of hopeless losers, he starts to grow a sense of contempt for them. These are mighty demons, kings of destruction and hell, living and existing in the physical realm like feeble, pathetic mortals. Where are their fire gone?
Stop it!
How are they tolerating living like this? Why aren't they acting like demons and rampaging with destruction? He looks for a familiar face in the horde, but these demons are all over the vastness of hell and are strangers to him. He wants to strike up a conversation with one of them, but none will look up or make eye or tentacle contact with him.
Stop that! Stop it!
Even though he's surrounded by his brethren, he realizes he feels lonely, a feeling which is new to him, and this makes him uncomfortable. His already crawling skin crawls. He stops for a minute to take stock of the misery around him. His lizard feet sink into the foul mud. His red eyes desperately search the area for something, anything, to make him feel positive. This is when he sees something that may be familiar to him. A figure in the distance resembles someone he knows. The form is all wrong, though. The one he knows is 9 foot tall with horns. This one is 4 foot tall with 6 baby arms. Yet something seems recognizable, and he pulls his feet from the thick mud and sludges off to investigate. He manages to catch up with the figure and tentatively calls out to it. The figure turns slowly. Its face is that of a panda bear and has large, sad eyes. As those big eyes fall upon Yertafgryn, a spark of recognition sparks inside them, and the great panda bear face breaks into a happy smile.
Yertafgryn! It's you! It's really you!
The panda reaches over and grabs Yertafgryn with its 6 baby arms and attempts to hug him, but his arms are too short. Yertafgryn places a claw on the panda's shoulder and looks into the happy face. He looks into the panda's eyes, and there he sees his friend from hell, Weuifo.
Weuifo! I didn't recognize you. I'm so glad to see you. How long have you been here? And why are you dressed like a panda? Where are your horns?
Weuifo laughs and motions for him to come over to his shelter to talk.
Please come. Sit.
The shelter consists of a blue plastic sheet suspended from 3 leafless trees. Under the sheet, there's a plastic garden table and 3 plastic chairs. On the table are some lumps of mud. Weuifo sits in a chair and motions for Yertafgryn to take another. Yertafgryn does so and pulls up close, his face a picture of happiness. Weuifo speaks.
Yertafgryn, my old friend. How long have you been here? Have you just arrived? You look nice and clean, not at all covered in shit like the rest of us.
I arrived this morning. I was summoned by some mortal with a bald head, who then freed me.
Ah, yes. That's the hunter. He's released all of us. I'm not sure if he understands the chaos he's creating, Or if he even cares.
Well, I'm not complaining. It's so good to be free from hell at last. I feel liberated, and for the first time I feel like I'm alive.
I felt like that at first too. It was amazing. I had the whole world as a playground, but then I was forced to come here, and now I wish I was back home.
Yes, about that. What is this place, and why are all the demons lethargic? I thought they'd be waging war on mankind, bringing down hellfire and melting the heavens.
It's the same old story, my friend. Whenever a good thing happens and there is an opportunity for everyone to benefit, some scumbag comes along and ruins it for everyone else.
Yertafgryn listens carefully.
I arrived a few weeks after the hunter brought the first demons over, and we decided amongst ourselves that we'd have a riot. Burning things, possessing people, destroying everything we could, and just enjoying ourselves.
Yertafgryn nods enthusiastically.
It was fantastic. But then things started to get bad. This city, like all the others on Earth, is run by a cabal of Satan worshippers. Mortals who enact Satan's plans to enslave humanity. The top level of the city, the council, the police, the judicial system, anything to do with authority and money, is actively in Satan's employ. We thought they'd love having us here. We were the real deal. Actual residents of hell, first-hand servants of Satan. We thought they would worship our presence here and would help us bring in a new era of darkness and suffering. But we made a mistake. We gravely misjudged them. You see, they didn't love us, and they certainly didn't want us here. They saw us as a threat. Sounds strange, no? Satan worshippers not actually wanting Satan's own army here and feeling threatened by us.
Yertafgryn looks puzzled.
You see, human mortals worship Satan not to hurt humanity, but to enrich their own lives with power, money, status, and material possessions. They're not actually interested in the things we want to do here, only the way they can personally profit from being associated with us. Our actions here threaten to topple them from their positions in the professional world they inhabit. In short, we were bad for business, and they had to control us.
Yertafgryn is incensed.
Mortals dared to defy us? They should have been massacred for their impudence.
Weuifo nods in agreement and replies,
Indeed. We should have done that. However, the thing about mortal man is that they are crafty. Very crafty. These Satanists pretended to welcome us, and they talked to us and gave us promises of support. Once we were satisfied that they were our servants, we gave them no further mind and carried on with our plans for fun. But they used the chance to talk to us not as an opportunity to pledge themselves to us, but to reach out to those in our community they could manipulate.
Demons cannot be manipulated by mortals.
Yertafgryn sneers. Weuifo shakes his head.
Everyone has a price, my friend. Satan worshippers, through the act of worship, have a direct line of communication to Satan himself. Then mostly he chooses to ignore them as he finds humans to be annoying, whiny creatures full of petty squabbles.
Like the man who wants Satan to destroy his neighbour because his cat keeps shitting in his garden.
Exactly that. And this line of communication to him is real, and as you know, most demons are just slaves to Satan and have never spoken to him or seen him. Communicating with him is impossible for most of us. And as far as he thinks, most of us don't even exist. We're just numbers working away in hell. So these Satanists found some demons within our group who cherished an opportunity to come to Satan's attention for their own ambitions, and they struck a deal. If these demons helped to corral the rest of us and put us away somewhere we wouldn't cause trouble, they would use their line of communication with Satan to tell him exactly which of us helped them out when it came time to put us all back into hell. They presented an opportunity for some of us to stab the others in the back so they could get better positions in hell.
Setting demon against demon? These humans are evil.
Indeed, they are. Humans use this technique everywhere in their lives. Make everyone fight each other while they stand back and control from the sidelines, completely blameless.
Crafty bastards. So which demons fell for this?
It was mostly the younger ones. The ones only about 100,000 years old, like Efuhofcn and Weuifo. They've been itching to make a name for themselves for millennia. They see themselves as running certain parts of hell.
I remember Efuhofcn. His job for the last 50,000 years was washing the gobsnot from the Troll King's underpants every day.
I know. And now he's king of the camp. He sits on a throne of burning cars and controls the camp in accordance with the city council. He does everything they ask, even crushing his fellow demons, his former allies and friends.
Yertafgryn shakes his head as he tries to take this in.
But how did they get control? Couldn't the other demons just smite them when they saw what was happening?
These traitors found one of the other demons had carried over a temple vortex device, and they seduced him over to their side with promises of an easy life. Once they had this device, they were able to trap the strongest and nastiest of our team inside the temporal vortex. With our leaders gone, the other demons quickly acquiesced to the traitors' demands. The city council wanted all the demons detained in a camp and have them stay there indefinitely until they could get word to Satan to have them all shipped back to hell.
Where is this vortex device now?
It's beside Efuhofcn's throne and is guarded by his minions, who now number the biggest and toughest of us that have come over. No one will stand up to him now, and he is, in effect, the ruler of us all. That is why all the demons you've seen are miserable and sad. They've exchanged being prisoners in hell for being prisoners on earth. At least in hell they could enjoy themselves torturing and maiming humans. Here they're forbidden to do anything, not even demon magic.
This episode was brought to you by Cine Downloads. Narrated by Dr. Hugh Pincourt. Today's episode featured Doug Bradley as Yertafgryn the Demon, Simon Bamford as Weuifo the Demon, Adam Deacon as the Council Rep. Other voices provided by Lee Norton, Paul Cooper, Roy Westall. Written, produced, edited and directed by John Mitchell. Co-produced by Chris Ball Hero. Sound recorded by Louis Thompson. Chris Ball Hero. Sound engineer Andrew Doc Collins. Theme tune by Jed Gray. Thank you for listening, and watch out for the next episode of the Temple of the Killer Tiger Monkeys.